Hi guys, I'm just here to update on my week. This might be a kind of long video, so I might do it in two parts because I have two things to speak about. The first of all is my health. It's not been the best. My hair is still wet, so I'm kind of just pulling it back just from the shower. But it was a week yesterday. I was in my first year class, so their science. So I don't know what it is in America, but there were ages about 12 and 13. And they were talking about matters of state, like I've got my cute t-shirt on. Come to that side, I've cookies. But anyway, they were talking about gaseous stages, liquid stages, and solid stages of stuff, and it's not too bad. They're a nice bunch of kids, but it was a full class, and I just kind of blacked out. I was standing at the back of the classroom. I'd just helped somebody, and the teacher was at the front just about to talk, and I just kind of blanked out and decked it in front of everyone. So they kind of freaked out because nobody knew, like nobody in the class knows that I collapsed. And the doctors in the hospital have no clue why. They just say I do, and hopefully I'll grow out of it. This has been an ongoing recurrence for best part of 9, 10 months now. Sometimes I have stages that I'm fine, but recently it's just been getting really bad. My back's been really sore, my knees are all bruised. Surprised my elbows aren't bruised. My head's been smacked a couple of times, so I've got like it's itchy, cause like still it's trying to heal. So I think that I'm always scratching this part of my head, like around here, because I'm always hitting it. But that was friends texting me. Let I put it on there. But I kind of decked it, and the teacher didn't know that I did, and neither did the students, so they were like, "What's that?" So they all get told to get out of the classroom. Well, he went and got a first aider, like which was another science teacher. She came in and she was like, "Are you okay?" Kind of set me up and things like that. I was fine after a few minutes. I went to my next class. This was first thing in the morning. I had a free period, but I got to peer support. Then I had biology next to it, so I was just across the hall. I was just get told to take an easy day. I did. We had a long weekend, so we are off Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday. On Tuesday, I went to a friend's house and I was going to play Call of Duty, but she wanted to go to Tesco and she's going to dye her hair. She stuffed it, but she's going to get it fixed. It's fixed on Monday, yes. But she has red hair and she was going to get like a white blonde streak, like the blonde that I've got. Kind of, you can see it's like peroxide. It's all bleached. But she was gonna get a streak of that put through her hair. So she went in and she's already bleached it. She was just gonna put the blonde dye in it. But because it was red, it went a ginger orange. So I've been teasing her, calling her ginger, even though I am ginger, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, um, we did that, and then my other friend Kinsey, she was like, "I want to get a milkshake." So we went in to get a milkshake, and again we were standing and they were selecting what the milkshakes, and she asked me if I want one, but I said no because they make me sick. I can drink them and I love them, but then after it I get sore stomach. There's quite a lot of food that does that to me, so I tend to stay away from them. Cake does the same. I love cake. Cake doesn't love me. But yeah, and again I collapsed. Haley was like, "Are you alright?" Because she knows after a few minutes I'll sit up, and she's like, "Did you hit your head?" I'm like, "I don't know," and she's like trying to kind of pull me over to my side so because I kind of knocked the wind out of myself. And then I had these strangers sitting saying, she hit her head," and they went and get help, and they're like, "Oh, she's really hurt her head herself," and I'm like, "I'm fine." And they're like, "Sit here, we'll get a first aid," and I'm like, "I'm fine. Honest, give me 2 minutes, I'll be up and walking away." And then at the corner of my eye, I could see this guy standing there with a basket, just sitting there, just like that, just. And I was like, "Hi." After a while, the lassie that was helping me that worked in Tesco, she's like, "Do you want us to close the aisle off?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm used to people staring." I'm okay with it. If somebody looks and goes, "Oh, you okay?" Right, she's collapsed. Okay, just move on. But I hate when people stereotypically think, "You're a teenager. Have you taken drugs? Have you drunk? Are you pregnant?" So like, really, I'm not like that. But that was on Tuesday. Wednesday went back to school, so I was fine after that. I got up, I walked away, it was all good. I was in pain the next day because I'd landed, I fell backwards and I hit my elbows, then I hit my head off the ground. And my back, it's like whiplash all the time when I fall, so my back's been a lot of pain. And then we were back on Wednesday in school and I fainted again. Where was I when I fainted then? can't even remember. See, I mean, my brain's not been working well this week because I've been hitting my head a lot. It starts to really get to me. Wednesday. I was not in the library. That was yesterday. See what I mean? I was in the basement. First, second, third. Oh, that's what it was. Again, I was in pure sport. This was second years when they were doing science. They were doing pitfall traps, and they had a test on Friday. They weren't. I had a free period after it, so I had a double free period, but I was in with them. And I felt okay, and I was sitting on the desk, just sitting, and I had my folder in my hand, I had my bag in my back, and the bell was about to go in like a minute or so, they were going to go to the next class. And again, none of them knew I collapsed in the class. I was sitting there, and I don't know, I just kind of blanked, and I fell forward again. I dropped my stuff, and I fell into one of my wee pals. She's awesome. But I kind of fell into her, and then I hit the deck, and what happens with me is like, it's like a light. It's like someone switches the light off, and I don't know what happens just before or when I hit the ground, but as soon as I hit the ground, the light switch goes back on again, and like I hear and see and feel everything that's happening around me, but I'm unresponsive in the fact that you can't ask me if I'm okay because it takes me a while. And the first thing I do is my body kicks into state, like it kicks back into the way it should be. I start crying, I start to shake. My mouth sometimes it twitches and it goes numb. My legs go numb. Sometimes I even get really, really hot. So people are like taking the layers off me because they have to cool me down. But this time I just kind of was crying and shaking. And I don't know why. It's just the first time I did collapse was up at the local shop, the town centre. And as that again, I just blanked and hit the deck. And the first thing I did was my body cried. I just cried and my body started to shake. But in front of them, they all laughed. They thought I was joking. And the teacher went, oh God, and ran over to me, held my head, got my jumper, put it under my head, was getting me to lie kind of on my back. Because I hate when people put me in the recovery position. I hate it. I just want to lie on my back and calm myself down. But I hyperventilate as well as my heart racing. But he turned me around. The bell went and they all left, and they got told to go get a first aider and stuff again. But by this time I'd kind of settled myself down. I'd already sat up, and I was sitting in a chair when my old math teacher came in, and he was asking if I was okay, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't have to go home because normally my school, as soon as you fall or hit your head or whatever, you get sent home. Sometimes we're not allowed to hand plasters out, so sometimes if somebody gets a cut finger, you have to go home because the school can't give you a plaster and you're bleeding a lot. It's pretty pathetic, but it's our school. So yeah, I went home, and yesterday I collapsed again on another Friday. I was in the library with my advanced higher geography teacher, and we were speaking about what dissertation I was going to do, and I was saying that I'll do it on what I was previously doing it on, and I did so many pages of it, like 5, 6 pages of it. Wasn't right. It wasn't geography enough. It was more sociology. So I have to pick something else. And I was standing with her, and she was like clicking. She was trying to log me into the computer because I don't have a computer login. I never went to school in first year, so my first like 12 to 13, I joined when I was 14, 15. So I don't have a computer login, I don't do any computing subjects, so I don't need one. And she was going to give me her username and password, and again, I just kind of blanked, and I just kind of fell into her. She did know that I do faint and collapse. She knew this because she was also my higher teacher, and this all started in my higher, so it's went through my higher and my advanced higher. When I went on my advanced higher geography trip to Arran, she knew I fainted and all that kind of stuff, and I got kind of fainty, but I never kind of collapsed because I'd always sit myself down, or my pal Kate, she was with me, and she's the only one that's ever caught me when I fainted, or collapsed, whatever you want to call it. But again, I hurt myself, I hurt my knee again, and my back, and like I said, I just have episodes that I'm fine, and episodes that I'm not fine. But I'm okay today, I don't feel too dizzy, but just in a lot of pain. So that's my update on my health. Other than that, I'm not good. Just some bruises and pain. Been on painkillers and ibuprofen and stuff like that just to deal with it all. Hopefully this pain will stop soon and we can move on. I can move on with my life and not have to deal with this embarrassment. It's more embarrassing when you deck it and I just want to be left alone and people just crowd you and stare at you. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me hyperventilate. That's what makes me go really bad. But yeah, I suppose I'll deal with it. Well, that's my health update. I shall make another video in like a minute about other stuff that I wish to talk about. So, thanks guys.